Have you guys ever jumped out of an airplane without a parachute? Ever? I have. And you might think that that's pretty scary, and what the heck am I thinking, right? Well, I joined TINDER. Doesn't get any scarier than that. I wasn't ready for the online dating world. I really wasn't. I had a rude awakening. It was life-altering for me. I thought, what the heck is going on? But then again, I don't know if TINDER was ready for me. Back in my day, things were simpler. There was no technology, there was no internet, there was no swiping right or left, there was no Snapchat, Instagram, direct messaging, instant messaging. There was just simple people interacting, going out, going to the movies, going to coffee shops, going to house parties, going to dances. And if somebody liked you, they let you know. They asked for your number right then and there. And what's the worst that was going to happen? They got home, they called you, the line was busy, and they have to wait till the line is free. It seems pretty simple, right? And it was. And all of a sudden, I decided, of all apps, I'm going to try this TINDER thing. How hard could it be? Oh my goodness. I could tell you a few stories. I mean, I've met a lot of great people along the way. I really have. Some really cool people, and I'm still friends with them. And at the end of the day, they taught me something, and I think I taught them something as well. But, in typical fashion, I also have some doozies. Like the one night when I met this guy at the Tim Hortons, because everybody meets at the Tim Hortons. And for about an hour, he spoke about his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, it was great, entertaining. And at the end of it, when we were walking out, he asked me if I wanted to go to a nearby motel for some cuddle time. Because that's what they call dating these days. It's not like people actually date. They cuddle. They hang out. They Netflix and chill. That's my personal favorite. I declined, thanked him for the coffee, and I went home. Then there was the time when it was minus 32-degree weather. It was very cold in the city, but the guy still wanted to meet me, and I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. So we ended up at a cafe, and we clicked for like 3 hours. And then at the end of the night, because the last 5-10 minutes is always the most telling. What's going to happen? Well, it can become hilarious, awkward, or magical, or a combination of all three. So he suggested that we go and warm up our cars, and then he suggested that I go into his car and warm up his car, if you get my drift. And I wouldn't have that. I thanked him for the coffee, disappointed, got in my car, deleted his number, and I went home. Then there was Friday night that just happened. Oh yeah, I have to tell you about Friday night. But this didn't happen on TINDER. This actually happened in real life. And I was at a nightclub because I love to dance. I love music. And this young man came up to me with biceps out to here and beautiful tattoos and asked me to dance. And I'm like, sure, we're at a club. Why not? Let's dance. At the end of the night, he asked if I would drive him home, even though he had 3 friends there. And I declined. I said I couldn't do that. He then asked if he could add me on Facebook. Sure, it's Facebook. It's pretty cool, right? 24 hours later, at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday night, he messaged me, and we had some small talk. And then at 12:20 a.m., he blocked me. That is not the shortest romance I've ever had, ladies and gentlemen. It was pretty short. Now, you guys probably want to know why he blocked me. He asked for some racy photos, and I declined. And I guess he didn't like that. Now, the ironic part about this story is that he's a stripper. Of course he is. And I'm thinking to myself, you're the stripper, and you're asking me for nude photos? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I'm just saying. Not that I haven't received photos like that, by the way. I have. Unsolicited, random photos of men's private parts. I have to tell you. And the first time it happened to me, I was so traumatized, I can't even tell you. But this is dating. This is the dating world of today. Anyway, I wasn't always single. In the summer of 1982, I met my husband, Frank. And on the first night that we met, he told me he was going to marry me someday. And I did, 6 years later. As a matter of fact, today, August 27th, would have been my 30th wedding anniversary. And as far as I'm concerned, it is my 30th wedding anniversary. We had a beautiful ceremony. We had a beautiful life together. And we had our stresses, like, every other couple, but we had a path and we had a plan. We had 2 beautiful children, Felicia and Julia. They've grown up to be remarkable women. But as life would have it, and twists and turns happen, the unexpected happened, and I suffered the greatest tsunami of my life. On June 26th, 2009, Frank passed away, very suddenly and very unexpectedly, and he was only 47 years old. I was never the same after that day. My life has never been the same after that day. Nothing has ever been the same. I'm a trauma survivor. I'm a warrior. I have fought a lot of wars. I have dealt with depression and post-traumatic stress and days of hopelessness and sadness and pain and suffering. But I'm a warrior, and I've come out of this stronger and more empowered than ever. I feel that my life isn't over, and I'm here to live it and to learn and to grow. And I'm blessed to have 30 years with my husband, and I'm not too old to still go on with my life. I'm not too old to go on a Tinder date, as crazy as those are. I'm not too old to understand that I'm far from done. And so at the end of the day, I have suffered grief, and I have suffered a lot of loss, and I've cried a lot, but I'm here and I'm standing, and I'm far from done. And at the end of the day, one thing I will say, throughout my journey, in a single moment, everything can change. And during this course of time on my path, I found my way. But most importantly, I found myself. Oh, and the Tinder dates? Yeah, I have one. I have a coffee date on Thursday night. Wish me luck.